one that we were watching?
No. The one.
The one that, look. You remember?
Wait, who's in it? Is Jeremy Renner in it? Oh, I'll just Google what movie he's in.
Is it Wind River? Is that it?
Yep.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, what's the name of it?
River.
Same restaurant.
Yes,
Wind
we're
River.
good. Yes,
Wind
Wind
River.
River.
Wind River.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll tell my mom to watch that one too.
Okay, right on. Did he sign it?
Good question. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, come forward. All right, your attorney is asking that your case be recalled for tomorrow, so we'll have you brought back tomorrow. If you'll sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, thank you for your patience.
But you know, things change.
Good.
All right, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Tomorrow morning.
All right, hopefully with another adventure.
Well, it's just crazy, Judge. You know, high school was just a rough time.
So Hank, what is happening with Elizabeth Russell's client, Janelle Garza?
That's gonna be a plea, judge. She's Daniel did the paperwork for her already, so she's getting that signed and
And then that just leaves Gloria Garcia and Zachary Garcia.
yes, ma'am, and I have the paperwork for that one, but Lorraine represents one and Judy represents the other one, so.
Is that going to be a plea on both or only one?
Well, I thought it was just gonna be on Gloria Garcia, but now I'm not sure if Lorraine wants to pay it or not. So.
Okay. All right, we will see what happens. So then tomorrow we'll have docket in the morning. Hopefully all the attorneys are on time. And then at 11, we will start with our jury trial. Yes.
I'll call them early in the morning.
Okay. And Norma, if you could then add Christopher Esel for the docket tomorrow.
Yes, I just did.
Okay.
And I'll reprint it again, Judge.
Oh, I'll just write in on mine.
You'll write it?
Yes.
Just the one, right?
Yes. I'm trying to save trees here.
Triple H. I'm trying to find one.
They may have some at admin.
Triple?
Yeah, do you have a triple?
I do.
Oh my God. See, Bashan will survive the zombie apocalypse. The rest of you all not going to survive.
What do you need it for?
For the clock.
Did a double A or a triple
Double.
Double? Yeah, double.
I have triple A. I'm double A. What's that? They're recharging. So you just. I'll go ahead and do them both. That way. Yeah.
1:40.
We have different times.
Can you put 15 minutes of that? This whole sense.
I'm sorry.
I frankly didn't think about that.
Okay.
I can't imagine. Can't imagine. No one?
What's the?
So it's Janelle Garza.
Oh, Deputy Laura.
So you almost.
It's your requirement to give us the information under this level. And you probably haven't thought about it, so you haven't asked. And now we're asking, I'll file a motion specific to ask.
Okay.
So we're gonna ask for continuance until we're satisfied right now. Right, right. Basically, neither one of us can get up there and say, we're satisfied.
Yeah, if you just want to see them, no preference.
No, I don't want to see. They're your witnesses, so you need to provide information.
If you would have got.
I have read what you have.
Okay.
I'm telling you what you haven't approved. And you're required to.
You know, you just want to buy a question.
Is Jason coming back?
No, it's a trial. Just want to tell them.
Yeah, it's a. But it's. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, 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 okay. Wow. But I don't know, maybe I haven't put it on file on the screen. Sorry, but, Lori, you wanna? Yeah. We have a disciplinary. Discovery issue.
Okay, Gloria Garcia.
That's like. Judge, we can do the other one if you like.
Okay, sure. Zachary Garcia, come forward.
Judge, we'd like to approach you on both the cases, so it might save some time if we did them.
Oh, no, we can do them separately. Come on up, Mr. Garcia. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, where are we on this case?
Can we make this on the record, Judge?
Sure, but first, where are we on the case?
We have a discovery issue.
All right, court is calling 2023 Zachary Garcia. Can I have parties announced?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Judith
Defense?
Wimmer for the defense.
And are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yes.
Judge, the state has made an offer of
I-
and even considered that those documents might exist. So I'm asking, and I'll file a motion specifically asking for those. The state indicates that I should subpoena them. I don't think it's my job to subpoena them. I think that the state is required to ask if they exist, and if they do, to provide them to the defense. So we would like an opportunity to allow them to do that, and I'll file my motion asking for those documents specifically.
All right. Do you have those records?
Judge, we don't have anything like that in our possession. We've turned over everything we have. Defense has subpoena power. I think they're able to subpoena those records if they want them.
Okay. All right. Ms. Ferguson, you give them a reset for tomorrow, and we'll see you guys back tomorrow for jury trial, and I'll hear whatever motions that are presented. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Gloria Garcia.
Judge, can you have a minute with her?
Sure.
Just that one. Yeah. Garza now?
See, whenever I go in, they always want to increase the prescription, and I'm like, no. Like, I think I could see just fine like this.
Oh, you'll learn. When you fall asleep the mind, you will never get it. It feels like you have pink on it. But they stick to your eye. Or it feels, no. You have this number in 2023, 16, 14, 13. So hard to send it there. You can run over 19. It depends on what you do.
I fell asleep in contacts once, and it's not fun. But I was sick at the time, and I was in college, so I don't think too much damage was done to my eyes. But
It's in the packet.
no. Well, if you have allergies for San Antonio, it's not really great. You can only do it the perfect day. Then you got to make sure that you keep your eyes hydrated. So
So it's in the steps.
Yeah, it was, I thought y'all were gonna try and admit it as part of the steps. Garza, no, Janelle Garza. The one that you have. Yeah, cause he's asking for restitution,
Okay.
but. It's this. That was from 2020.
Norma, as a part of our sidekick, they have on here food safety for the holidays. how to avoid food poisoning. And my first thing is your Thanksgiving meal, your Christmas meal, that doesn't last for a month.
Yeah, in addition, the phone was $310. And it's not all he's asking for. You should have not one show this broken. But when you reported the correct phone, you reported it as one show broken. And I watched it that is to show that. The thing is that this is like the same thing. So doing anything on the things that about what is all that is still for that. So I need to understand what he's already electricity.
So this would just be like a hearing later for this?
I guess, or what are y'all, I just don't understand what's being submitted, I guess, for restitution.
What is the office?
UUMD,
This is like in the car or something.
allegedly.
What else is it?
It's an estimate or allegedly conceived. That we should be putting in the corner. You can tell it's one of the same, just two things. This is just an estimate. And when you don't have a full hearing, I'm fine with that,
Okay.
but can you at least tell me what he's asking for?
So you just want to do restitution CBD?
Let's just set it for a restitution hearing right now, after we do the plea.
Okay,
I think that's fair, right? We can sort it all out then,
okay.
but I'm gonna need something from y'all about what restitution he's alleging, because I'm still not clear.
Okay.
Is he asking for the phone and
I
everything?
think so.
Okay. Okay. And, you know, I'm sure that he's from him.
We can
He's not
have-
being entitled to- he's not entitled. He's got a $500 deductible. He's not entitled to $6,300.
Mhm. So you just don't want this as part of the SIPs?
I'll ask that for hearing.
Okay.
But if, before the hearing, I'm needing the additional stuff from them.
But you still want to do the
Yeah,
plea?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's my client wants to have responsibility.
But you
Yeah,
can,
absolutely.
What's the lesson? Okay.
good plan.
So are you all ready?
Yes, no, I'm having.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 1642, State of Texas versus Janelle Garza. Can our parties approach and announce for the record for the state
Hank Wilkins for the state.
defense?
Elizabeth Russell for Janelle Garza.
Are you Janelle Garza?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, you received all the discovery. Did you review it with your client?
I did, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Garza, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Garza, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your
Do you understand you're charged with the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, sir.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could fine you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and
Yes,
up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, sir.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Garza, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Honor. Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine to be probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution, if any, to Josiah Hernandez. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There isn't, Judge, but there might be an issue as to restitution. We are requesting a restitution hearing and we'd request a limited right to appeal on the restitution issue only if necessary.
There wouldn't necessarily be a right to appeal on the restitution hearing. It would be, this is the restitution amount. You all present evidence on that, and I either accept the amount as is or not, but there's no appealable issues for restitution.
Okay, Judge.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled, what's outside the agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 80 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
No objection, Judge, but when given the opportunity, I would like to speak on behalf of Ms. Garza.
Okay, Ms. Garza, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Okay. 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 Okay.
After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Garza, at the time of the offense, had been a drug addict for several years. When she was arrested, it was her first felony arrest, and it scared her. It scared her enough to get clean and to get a job. Since May 10th of this year, she's been clean. She did it on her own without going to rehab because she couldn't afford to go to rehab. And she's been clean for over 6 months. She has reconciled with her mother, and she's been employed since June of this year. She is a different person than the person that committed this offense because she understood and is willing to take responsibility for exactly what happened and wants to move forward with her life. She understood a change was necessary. And I think the person that you see today is a different person than the person that committed this offense. So we would request you place her on deferred adjudication because of that for the 2-year period and just follow the state's recommendation, Judge.
And what did you do?
Like,
No, with regards to this offense?
what did I do?
Yes.
What do you mean? What did I do?
I mean, you're here for an authorized use of a vehicle. So
Oh,
what did you do?
I took someone's vehicle without their permission.
All right, because the police report is saying, at least he's saying he was drugged after meeting a female at a bar. That's what I mean, you seem shocked. That's what's in the police report. Have you read it?
I went over it. It's just,
Yes.
I didn't read that exact part.
Oh,
that
yeah,
said
it
that he
says-
was drugged, but I understand.
So was he drugged?
No.
And then he said his debit card was taken without his permission as well.
I did not take his debit card.
Well, they found it in your purse. That's what the police report says.
Oh.
Because it says right here,
I don't
Victim-
remember them saying anything about that, and I
No.
don't remember having the debit card or anything.
it says, according to the original case number, victim had been drugged after meeting a female at the bar. Victim allowed the female to take him home in his vehicle. After waking up, he discovered his vehicle was gone with the keys, cell phones, and multicolored debit card. He found out later in the day his debit card had been used at a local gas station. The stolen vehicle, which is what we're here today, was found today, had the keys in the ignition, and had no signs of tampering in the steering column. Victim stated he never gave any consent to take or use his vehicle and wanted to process with charges. Victim gave us consent to process and search the vehicle. While searching the vehicle, victim's debit card was found inside her purse. So they're saying they found his debit card inside your purse.
Mhm.
You're saying,
No, I'm saying, I understand what you're saying. I don't recall them ever saying that or them telling me that or of them ever saying that they found a debit card in the purse. If they did,
yeah, that's what they say right here.
I understand. I just don't recall them ever telling me that personally or them ever bringing
Well,
that up
wait a
to
second.
me.
This is what the police report says. The debit card was a multicolored debit bank card. I also found a gray camouflage bag in the trunk with some work gear and victim's work identification card. Suspect, that's you, was advised of her rights and asked why victim's debit card was in her purse. Suspect said she found it in the vehicle and thought it belonged to her friend. The bag in the trunk, she said, was already there. She said she didn't know the vehicle was stolen. So the debit card was found in your purse.
Mm.
When you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I'll be clean.
All right, so we'll do a drug test today, then I'll come back with sentencing. All right, Ms. Abrams, can you do a drug test? All right, thank you. Ms. Efron,
Yes, Your Honor.
are you ready on your client?
Well, they're conferring, they're husband and wife,
Okay.
co-defendants, so.
All right, just let me know.
Okay.
No. Let's bring my wallet over here.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, no, if you do the Lysol wipes, it'll take it out.
Yes.
Yes.
They're under my desk. I know them right now. Yeah.
So you should probably do that now.
But I can.
See, and you will be one of the children in our household where you're given a test. You can sit on the couch and eat your ice cream, but the minute you drop some, it's like, no, you're not ready. You're at the table. Come on.
Forever been. I'm not either.
Okay,
Did you get your shot?
Do it phonetically for me.
No, because you make fun of my phonetics.
Quetzalcoatl,
Good.
Coat,
Uh-huh.
Quetzalcoatl. All right, I'm gonna do this.
Okay. Well,
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl.
Okay. Quetzalcoatl. Okay, I'm on it.
You practice the day before.
Yes. No. I decided not to do that. Because then you see people when they're doing this with their progressives or what, no.
Well, because they too many bicycles, right? So,
Mhm.
oh, there's like, yeah, there's no line, you can't tell, blah, blah, blah. Okay, man, I can't, I don't know. I don't like, I don't.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't like it, like, it seems weird, like, it gets all wavy, like.
It does.
You have
I
to look
have
straight
some.
ahead. For what? Because I have
Progressive?
the progressive, so I have the bifocals at the bottom, so they said, don't move your head down, you look down. Right here, right? And so I'm like, wow, okay, right?
But then you start going up.
But
and
you
it's
start going up,
weird.
and yeah, and then it starts like, it's all wavy, and I look like that. One of my contacts is like that. I look left and right, and it gets blurry, so like the vision is like blurred on my lens. I'm like, that kind of crap.
And see, thank you very much. And as I told people when they wanted me to do progressive, absolutely not.
It's just I feel like it's a hassle, and they say, oh, you're not supposed to move your head. I'm like, but I have to move my head in order to see like this,
Mhm.
like otherwise.
See, you know what my ophthalmologist told me? He said, when you get tired of taking your eyeglasses off to read, you'll know when it's time for you to get progressive. And I told him, no, Stephanie Boyd is never going to get tired of taking my glasses off to read.
I have one of my contacts, right eyes, like.
Mhm.
Well, left eye is it? Now I'm gonna get my money's worth. I don't care how that, no, we're gonna, until I'm just, no, until I get my money's worth, cause geez.
See, yeah.
They were gonna put it on just one, we don't need it on. It's just- oh, you just need one.
Okay.
Oh, on your, on my phone.
All righty. Where is Miss Settle?
She wasn't on the hallway.
Elizabeth's?
Oh, Russell,
Yes.
I thought you said so.
Isn't that her last name? Russell, I'm sorry. Elizabeth Russell.
Yeah, don't get it.
But I do have some then and I don't wear them because I get dizzy.
And like right now, I'm looking at the bottom and it's all blurry. All this is blurry. Like this, and it's, but then if I'm looking like this and somebody's like sitting down at the desk, I'm looking down, and I can't see him because it's blurry. I'm like, God. You know, she's on the way to.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, from this tent. When everybody left the party.
All right, are you all ready?
Yes, are they?
All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 1642. State versus Janelle Garza. So when's the last time you used marijuana?
Yesterday.
All right, so what your attorney was singing your praises about how you've gotten your life together and you did it all on your own. So why are you using marijuana?
Well, I guess I should say I got my life together. I used to use meth for 5 years.
I'm sorry, what?
I used to use meth and
Yeah.
amphetamine for 5 years. That's what I've been clean for the last 6 months.
But marijuana is illegal here in Texas. So why are you using marijuana?
It just helps me with my anxiety. That's basically it.
All right. But as a part of the program
I
and
would
taking
know-
responsibility,
Yes,
when
ma'am.
your attorney was singing your praises, talking about how you clean and sober, you
Yes.
know that sobriety does not mean that you're using marijuana. You should have stopped her and said, wait a minute. Let me tell you something. But you didn't. You waited till you got caught.
I mean,
You did.
that's your opinion, yes. And
No, that's true. Let me ask you this. Did you interrupt your attorney and tell her, I'm not clean and sober because I'm using marijuana? That's yes or no. Did you tell her that?
I told her that I was using marijuana, yes.
When you were before the bench.
No. But because I just feel like there's different types of sobriety. For me, the meth use was really bad. So,
Well-
and I couldn't carry a job for the last 5 years. And in the last 6 months that I have been sober from methamphetamines, I have been able to get a job and get a car and see my daughter every day and be a mom and be present.
You're not allowed to use marijuana while you're on probation.
I understand that. And I understand that I would not be able to use it and I won't use it.
But do you understand you're not clean and sober?
Yes. And
So what do you do for a living?
I'm a nanny.
Oh, not anymore. I don't allow people on felony probation to be nannies, to be home health care providers, and especially someone who's not clean and sober. And who are you a nanny to? Is this a relative or somebody?
Yes.
Sister, cousin, who is it? All right. So that job is over with today. You understand?
Yes.
So how far did you go in school?
I went all the way through high school. I graduated and I went through some trade school. I had my medical assistant. I went through medical assistant school. I finished that.
And where are your children?
Right now she's at school.
And how old? Do you only have one
I only
child?
have one. She's 14.
And does she live with you?
Yes. And my mom and my grandparents and my other family.
When you say your mom, your grandparents and other family, what is other family?
My aunt, my other aunt, there's a whole bunch of us that live at my grandma's house.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Are there any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, there's a $500 fine that will be probated. 3 years deferred adjudication. Going to do a TAP evaluation, follow recommendations. If they recommend inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. There's going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. I'm going to want her tested for levels. If the marijuana levels go up, then we're going to address that.
Yes.
There is going to be the UA hotline. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. $100 of community service restitution. Parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, 50 of those hours will be deemed to be satisfied. You're either going to get a higher level education or either you're going to complete trade school or whatever you're going to do. That's going to be required. And once that's completed, then the remaining of the community service will be deemed to be satisfied. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors.
Other than her daughter, accurate?
No, no unsupervised contact with minors.
Supervised with her.
I'm sorry?
I won't ever be unsupervised with her.
I'm sorry, what?
I won't ever be unsupervised with my daughter.
All right,
My
thank,
mom always is there with her.
thank you.
Mhm.
And do you have any CPS history?
There was a long time ago, but they were both closed and dropped,
All right, and what was the CPS history concerning?
due to my meth use.
Okay. I'm gonna want field visits. One time per month for 3 months. And if there are no issues, then it'll be one time every 4 months. Restitution, if any. And no contact with Josiah Hernandez and counsel. If there is restitution that's determined by probation and you think it's inappropriate, you can come back for a hearing.
Judge, I do think we're gonna need a hearing. They've submitted numbers to restitution that we believe is inappropriate.
Okay. All right, and probation, is there anything else she needs?
Your Honor, I apologize. You said restitution if any and no contact with Josiah Hernandez.
Yes. And it's Josiah.
Thank you, Judge. Nothing else, Judge.
Is there anything you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And then if you all want, Ms. Ferguson will set it for a restitution hearing. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record in this court. Communication is key. If you want to be successful on probation, you'll need to communicate with the probation officer. If there's an issue and you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, just have a seat. They'll go over conditions with you. Thank you. All right, Lorraine, what are we doing with your case? All right, thank you.
I expect it to take a little more. Do you expect it?
Like Chapman.
Yeah.
I think we just have one of these, right? Yeah. 5 minutes.
I think an hour's great.
Here's this.
December 19th.
Can we do it within 30 days? We need to limit our time to 30 minutes in order to do that. I can do that.
The 7th or the 14th. December. It's not so much already set.
No, but that's gonna be something more clear about. Okay. If always asking for it, the phone and the car, then I'm clear on that.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
Thanks.
Can you please assign it for me, Director?
For the restitution?
Yes.
And will we do it in the afternoon?
No, you'll be there in the morning. Oh, yeah. For sensitivity.
Thank you.
Mr. Crispin, I don't understand why you're here. You're supposed to go to inpatient treatment, the end. No, you're supposed to go into inpatient treatment, the end. So you're scheduled for lifetime recovery on November 14th. That's where you will be. I believe it's the 14th. Here's the thing. I don't know. I think you're here to talk to me because you don't want to go to inpatient treatment. Is that correct?
Well,
No, my question is, do you want to go to inpatient treatment? Yes or no? All right, you're going into inpatient treatment, Mr. Crispin. We've been dealing with your matter for months now. So you're scheduled for inpatient treatment. That's where you are headed. Oh, no, he's going to go on his own to lifetime recovery.
Last time we spoke, you were still up in the air.
Mr. Crispin, I want you to hear me carefully. All right. You are going into inpatient treatment at lifetime recovery. The end. Sure.
Thank you. Why is there a double whammy on the same project?
I'm sorry, what?
Why is there a double like whammy?
There's not a double whammy. You never bring documents that are requested of you. No, here's the first thing. One, you were supposed to bring documents of the military service to Veterans Treatment Court. They never received it. Yes.
I went and told you on the SSI office.
Do you have it?
I didn't even receive it. I have one.
No. My question is, do you have your military records?
I have to have an addendum with the U-215 addendum because my social's off here and my birthday's off in the Social Security office. The only way they're gonna accept it is I get a birth certificate.
Mhm.
That's the way I get a birth certificate. Cause I had to have my father be living in California or it's even longer. I received my birth certificate yesterday. You guys want to change it, like, they get information back to the DA. And they're gonna submit a DD 214 copy with an amended DD 215, which takes about 30 to 60 days to get. Because that's what we spoke about.
All right, so Mr. Crispin, this is what we're gonna do. Wow. Mr. Crispin, this is what we're gonna do. While we are waiting you to get those documents, you'll be in inpatient treatment at Lifetime Recovery. And then Lifetime Recovery will make sure you have ample opportunity to get whatever paperwork that you say you need. But this has been going on for a long time, Mr. Crispin, and it's been going on too long.
So I understand that, maybe it's just of the boards. Like.
Right now, ready to go, and now the things, just actually ordered for you to go to the CMC to do that process.
No, I'm gonna come in, following all the direction I always have with this part of you as well. So whatever you say, I have to do. But
Okay.
I'm just asking for the eligibility to talk to you because my own confusion is that we spoke about it, and then you gave me pressure on that for the 90 days.
No, that was never addressed. For
I
example,
gave forms for the 90 days.
no, let me just tell you this. I had already put in place that you were supposed to do 90 meetings in 90 days. 90 meetings, time out. 90 meetings in 90 days is not taking the place of you not doing what the court has asked of you. We've been waiting for people.
There. Step one, you have a lease opinion or a solution at 8 steps. Getting information, but in terms of how people would like to make public. Step one, you stay there until you finish all your work. What that? And then change. That's very. Yeah, go through your paperwork, and then once you have everything squared away, you can go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Gloria Garcia, just-
I've already turned that in.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes,
Can you go grab it so I can get this one?
sure. Thank you, Deputy Laura. I'm always wondering, am I explaining it clearly? Sometimes it takes another person.
Yes.
Oh, Miss Abrams, did anybody want to check with Mr. Crispin because he didn't have his oxygen with him?
Yes, Sean.
Thank you. Norma, when is the cold front supposed to be coming back? Is it Friday?
It's okay, Judge, I'll be in the beach come Sunday when all y'all.
Ah. Okay, did she have to bring that up, her and Bashan?
And it's the 16th, you're supposed to go on the 16th.
All right, thank you. So you all will be soaking up the sun and we will be here freezing. Okay. But you guys enjoy your trip.
It's a little confusing packing because you feel the weather out here and you want to.
Mhm.
pack this and you're like,
I would say take two outfits for this weather and then the rest just flowy dresses or something and just enjoy. You know, I still have never been on a cruise. People say I should try it at least
at
once,
least once,
but I don't know.
you won't feel that. It'll be good.
Will I get seasick?
And that is why you go with Angela Riley and she'll hook you up before your trip.
And
You don't get a room at the end of the ship or the front of the ship.
You try to get in the middle.
yes, I have, yeah. I will let other people on the wooden plank with me. I won't pull a rose. Okay, so why should you not be at the end of the ship or the front of the ship?
You feel the most at the
Oh.
end.
Oh, I'm not.
Don't listen to mama. Don't knock it till you try it. Next week when you see us come back and slowly.
Oh, do you have a stamp for this?
Oh,
Oh, no problem. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 6331A. State of Texas versus Gloria Garcia. Yes. Oh, thank you. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins, the state, Your Honor.
Defense,
Lorraine Apron from.
Are you? Gloria Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And counsel, you're on this side. Okay. Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, there was an issue today about some employment records, but we've decided to proceed. We have everything the state has, I believe, in their possession. I do believe I have in my.
Okay. Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of assault, bodily injury on a security officer as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court doesn't have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights? Thank you. And enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived the right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. And you are to admit to acting as a party with Zachary Garcia. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with Christina Ramirez. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
No objection, Judge.
Going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. And do you admit to acting as a party with Zachary Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
And the court will review states exhibits 1 and attachments. Oh, this was Bo Wood.
I know. And she liked him. You liked
Really?
him. You liked Bo, didn't you? Had you? Yeah.
No, I never met him.
Oh, you didn't get
No,
from
he-
here?
No, I think he
He
had
passed
passed.
before.
Yeah. You would have liked him.
Yeah. he
I've been told that.
Yeah. He was a nice man.
Really?
Yes.
nicer than me.
I don't think anyone ever had a bad word to say about him, and he never said a bad word about anyone. Always in a great mood. I never saw
That's
him
awesome.
unhappy or mean to anybody.
He
That's
he
awesome.
was really a class act.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, people. Mhm. 24 in a couple of days. 5 and 3. Oh, no, no, no. My mom and they're very much involved. I work 6 to 4:30 Wednesday through Saturday, PM to AM. I work overnight. Differential pays. No overnight.
Oh.
Yeah, Wednesday through Saturday, $10. Monday through Tuesday. The Robles one is a demolition company.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court would defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
She's 23, Your Honor.
Mhm.
She works full-time at Amazon.
Mhm.
She works an overnight shift from
6 to 4:30
6 to 4:30 AM, 10-hour shifts. She's hopeful this is not going to cost her her job. But she also has two
little girls.
children, 2 little girls. And so between work and her children, and her husband is a co-defendant, her common law husband is a co-defendant. I don't know what the court might be considering in terms of community service, but we're asking for some consideration financially in terms of community service. She works a lot.
All right, how old are your children?
5 and 3.
So why did the two people, the complainants in this case, why did they think there was an argument going on between you?
I guess when we were, well, because there was an argument between me and my husband, but it was just, talking, a little bittering. That's it. We had agreed we were gonna go inside upstairs, and that's when I guess they saw us and then they followed us upstairs. And I had told them, like, can you leave us alone? We're just gonna go inside. He's gonna cook me something. We're just gonna eat and go to bed because it was already close to midnight, I believe, already.
So where were your children?
They were inside with my mom and my brother. They were already in bed by like 10.
Right, because the complainants in this case are saying that they saw him with his arms around your shoulders and they thought you all were fighting.
No, it's because he was helping me upstairs because I was like really drunk. Like I did not have any control of my body. So he was helping me upstairs.
So that's part of, and I get, we've had a little bit of angst over this. Nobody wants, she's not saying that her husband assaulted her.
Oh, no. I'm not going there. Where I'm going with it is this. San Antonio in the United States and other places as well have issues with domestic violence.
Okay.
And always it's best to report whatever you see, and then you can apologize later.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, maybe you're saving someone's life.
Yeah, of course.
Because in this situation, they're saying that they thought maybe there was domestic violence going on. According to the police report, they're saying they didn't step into the home. They were just waiting to call somebody to come and see what's going on. So we would not even be here, if I'm reading the police report correctly, if everybody would have just held their positions. And by everybody, I mean you and your husband, just hold your positions. They would have called the police would have came, they would have said, hey, there's nothing going on here. Instead, you're here on a felony case.
There's the security guard was banging on the door, which caused, and it was waking the kids up. And so that, not that it's an excuse, we understand, but they were very upset by that because they felt like she could have just called the police and didn't have to bang on the door like that. I guess I can hear what the judges.
I see both sides of it, but you know what else could have happened? There could have been an incident where it's domestic violence and, maybe somebody was beating on someone. And then if something would have happened, something disastrous where somebody's killed, you know what the person's family would have been saying? I don't understand why the security guard didn't at least knock on the door or do this and that.
Yeah.
That I felt that too about this. It's a tough thing to come. She has no record. She has no history involved with the criminal justice system. And I don't think she ever will again. I think she's going to be a very successful probationer. So
Drink alcohol while you're on probation.
Oh, no, I don't want to.
I mean,
I'm good.
but a lot of people think that they can, even if there's a party. I know there are holidays coming up, but when you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink alcohol. This is Texas. You're not allowed to smoke marijuana or any of that. You understand?
Do that in the first place. No.
All right.
No, ma'am.
This is what the court will do. $500 fine that will be probated. Does anyone want to speak on the term of deferred? You all are asking for 4.
Just a recommendation. I think maybe Ms. Efron wanted to be heard on.
I
that.
felt 4 was a little much for this circumstances. I would ask for 2.
All right, 3 years deferred adjudication. 150 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once parenting classes are complete, that will be deemed to be satisfied. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. What are your hours?
My work hours are 6 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. Wednesday through Saturday.
Okay, all right, so she can report by Zoom or in person. Field visits one time per month for 2 months. And probation, if you think everything is fine after that, then you can do field visits that you deem necessary. There's to be regular UAs, or either you can do the patch. The patch costs more, but it's easier on time constraints because they just put the patch on you and then you have to go and let them take it off. You don't remove it yourself,
Oh, okay.
but it's completely up to you.
Versus freedom.
Not at all.
There's to be no contact with Christina Ramirez. I don't know how that's going to work if they're at the same location.
No. We have our own apartment now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's to be no contact with Christina Ramirez. Probation, is there anything else?
No.
All right, and I'll add anger management. All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
I'm okay.
Anger, you want her to do the anger management class as well?
Yes. All right. And probation, if they have an anger management class that's online, she can do it online.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
May we be excused?
Oh, just 1 second.
Okay.
I'm going to show you
sorry.
what's, that's okay. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Judge.
Yeah,
Now may I be excused?
yes, now you may be excused. You know, they're having an on-site lab testing, but they never do it down here near us. Okay, and the PET auditor's office, they're having a snacktacular sale on Wednesday. Are they going to have things such as celery sticks? I think not. It's all sweets. And Norma, I think we would do our Christmas thing on the 19th then.
Okay.
No, don't be. Yeah, might call to say that. I have 5 institutional clients in attendance.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot.
Judith, Okay. That's okay. So how many you say you have now?
In detention.
Oh my
I
God.
tell you, that seems like a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And some are, have been there for a bit.
Oh, my gosh. So they having the hearings on a regular basis or? Uh-huh.
So that's who I was on the phone with, but when the general.
Ah, okay.
Saying, we have. When you. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. They say it's supposed to turn cold this weekend.
So it's like a lot of stuff.
Zachary Garcia.
Thank you for calling.
So yeah, I figure we will do something on the 19th. I think everybody should be here.
Okay, Judge.
But no, but you know, we're gonna write down our rules.
Second time, Judge, second time.
I know, I don't know why this keeps happening. But
When we had our meeting, we had people that wanted.
mhm. So we're gonna work on that.
Because the first time, we didn't get to eat really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 6331B, State of Texas versus Zachary Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
defense?
Judith Weimer.
And are you Zachary Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes. ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what you're charged with is assault on a security officer as a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, ma'am, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, ma'am, he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication, and you are to acknowledge that you acted as a party with Gloria Garcia. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Mayor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years, that there be 150 hours of community service restitution and no contact with Jose Alvarez. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, I'm sorry, did you understand that those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? All right, then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 and the attachments.
No objection.
All right, did you review the document entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. And do you admit that you acted as a party with Gloria Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Like the court to know that Mr. Garcia, of course, is married to Gloria Garcia, the co-defendant in this matter, which the court just heard her case. They have 2 minor children. Mr. Garcia works 60 to 65 hours a week. And we would ask that the court take that into consideration in terms of the community service restitution and any other conditions of probation that the court may deem necessary.
All right. So what do you do?
I do demolition, Robles one, demolition contractors.
Okay. All right. This is what the court will do. Court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's a $500 fine. It will be probated. There's to be no contact with Jose Alvarez. 150 hours community service restitution. That will be waived once you complete parenting classes. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Anger management. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Regular UAs, or either you can do the patch. Sometimes if you're doing demolition or working in construction, the patch doesn't work because you get very sweaty.
Just come
Yes.
right off.
But you can speak with probation about that. The patch costs more, but it works better if you have time constraints.
Okay.
There's to be, just one moment, field visits. 1 time per month for 2 months. And thereafter, if the probation deems necessary. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor, you did say regular reporting tomorrow in person, right?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing else.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court?
No one.
All right, so I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You heard what I told your wife, correct? All right, live by that.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and I think that's our last case, everyone, and we'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. and then a jury trial.